The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits. What's happening, Octo family? We got a bunch of news that's just piling in. I just can't even keep up here, so I just got to get this on out of here. QS stock, dude. This proves to the world that SPACs will never, ever die. And I am happier in this clam right here. Why? Because QS, Scape, the one I make fun of a lot. Bill Gates battery play that won't have batteries till about 5 years or 4 years or whatever. Dude, it broke 100. It broke 100. It hit 101. It went down to like 96. And then after hours, it's like at 109 last time I blinked at. 109 for a company that has a battery that everyone else already has. And they're all slated to come out at the same time. It's just unbelievable to me. Astonishing. Should you jump in now? No. Don't even think about it. If you're still surfing this, congratulations. I would have pulled out a long time ago. I did, in fact. Congratulations for riding that. So much risk at that point. But ring that register for 100, man. Just do it. Regardless, it's fantastic news for SPACs because it's just more and more hype, dude. People are going to be talking about it. You think Kramer probably won't talk about this for another week because he won't know about it. But this is something that it's going to be talked about. Batteries. You think other battery plays are going to hype off of this? Call about those sympathy write-ups, synergy write-ups. That's the first thing I think of. I don't think I'm buying this. I'm thinking, what other battery SPAC plays can we buy now? RMG maybe? I don't know. We got a couple Nuva maybe. Maybe the charging of them. Charging doing great. I don't know. Let's keep making money, but let's not buy 700, right? How about ticker FII and CIIC? CIIC is the really cool, it's kind of like Hennessy Capital, kind of like Canoe, but it's UK version, and they've already got $1.2 billion in pre-orders from UPS. The second biggest thing that Canoe is missing, pre-orders from big boys. How have they not pre-sold to anybody yet? Come on, Canoe, how have you not? The other problem with Canoe we've talked about is the bus. It was a hard start. People are going to remember that, so it'll be good long-term, but mid-term, low-term, it's not. Regardless, what are we doing? We're comparing SIG to Forum Merger because Forum Merger 3, a newer SPAC that came out, is only trading at $11.50, and they have $1 billion in pre-orders, working with and through companies such as FedEx, Tesla, IKEA, Walmart, Disney, through its sister and brother kind of companies. So it's not 100% pre-orders from them, but those are companies they're working for. Don't get that twisted, but why am I bringing this up? Because Forum Merger is $11.50, SIG $29.14. Even if Forum Merger 3 goes up to half of what SIG is, would you be totally stoked? I will. I'd be totally stoked if this hit 20. Why? Because I'm already in it. It's only $11.50. Right? Just watch this. The volume on this is already popping. It could be at 12 right now. I haven't checked it today. But regardless, we can directly compare it to the SIG. SIG's a little bit cooler for sure. But again, even if we get after that, I'd be happy. Did Nano One just enter a cathode evaluation agreement with Tesla? Ooh, this is kind of old news, but does no one know about it? I didn't. Have y'all heard about this yet? I sure did not. Nano One Materials Corp. They came out and said there's a major global automotive company that they're going to be helping bring into the cathode evaluation agreement. In the news release, Nano One CEO Dan Blondal quotes major global EV leader. The release also quotes. So what are they saying? They're low key trying to name drop without officially name dropping. Why? Because they're probably on a non-disclosure agreement where they can't talk about it. That company said, don't talk about it. We don't want to tell anybody that we use other companies. Could be Tesla. We've talked about that many times. Tesla claims they make everything in-house. Not even close. Not even close. It's how one of the reasons and how Elon pitches it and sells it to people. But it ain't true. Mr. Dan Blondal is pleased to announce that Nano One has entered into a cathode evaluation and benchmark agreement with an American-based multinational auto manufacturer. could be Tesla, to jointly evaluate Nano One's cathode materials for automotive lithium-ion batteries. To my thinking, this can only mean Tesla. TSLA. Now, I could be wrong here with Tesla. It's not named in the new release, but there's only one major global EV leader that is American-based. So as readers, you can draw your attention to your own conclusions. Take that with a grain of salt, because I mean, dude, even Ford and GM, their numbers in Asia and stuff are skyrocketing. Like huge, like 30, 40, 50% up year over year. Quarters are slamming. American stuff is kind of cool over there. It's kind of weird to see a Mustang driving around over there because it's rare. Here, no. There's a Mustang in every other car. Looking at the 2020 global electric vehicle sales table below, the only America-based companies I see in the top 20 are Tesla at number 1 and Ford at number 20. He has a great point here. It should also be noted that GM is on the table at 6th with the China joint venture. Right? So it could be Chevy. But regardless, why do we care? Because you can buy this stock. If and when this does get announced, and if it is Tesla, the angel will come down and sing us a very beautiful, beautiful song. On OTC, you can pick this up at NNOMF, Nano One. Just type in Nano One Materials, TSX Venture, NNO, FFLBMB. The tickers you're looking at there. I absolutely love this. We've talked about memes lately. I'm going to call this a meme. All right, just internet funny picture. This just anyone in the SPAC game should just look at this and totally understand exactly what's going on. So we have two shows you can see at the theater. One is selling SPAC at $13. You see the line out the window. The teller's really happy. The other one has SPACs at $10.50, and there ain't one person in line. In fact, the teller's so bored, she's looking over at the $13.50 and thinking, how come I got no customers? I'm selling it for less. Got a funny story about my dad. He had a boat for sale one time. I think he was trying to sell it for like $3,700 or something. He had a sign out front, maybe a month and a half. Did not get one call, not one person stopped to buy. He decided to do something crazy, and I think he upped it to like $9,500, something like that, $8,500. And the morning after he did that, there was like three people came to see it. First 3 people in months. Why? Because nobody wants to buy a cheap boat because they automatically think it's probably not running, it's probably got an engine problem. He just didn't care. He's like, just get rid of it. He ended up selling it that day. Had a bidding war. People are sheep, dude. What am I getting at? Get them when they're not cool. That's what I preach over and over. Just get them when they're not cool. Sell them when they are. If you want to know how to play SPACs, just look at this. It's right there. How ELMS, how about them? Electric Last Mile. They offered incentives by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation for local manufacturing. We've talked about this a little bit, but we got official release today. Auburn Hills, Michigan, is pleased to announce that the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, IEDC, which leads the state's economic development efforts, has offered ELMS a series of conditional tax credits and training grants based on its plans to create new jobs in Indiana. This is huge. ELMS previously announced plans to establish operations in Indiana to launch production of its commercial vehicles in the former AM General and Hummer plant, subject to the completion of ELM's proposed business combination with Foreign Merger 3 Corporation. That's the ticker we want. NASDAQ FIII. Remember we were just talking about that one? There's another reason it should fly. The IEDC offered ELMS up to $10 million in conditional tax credits and up to $200,000 in conditional training grants based on companies' job creation plans. The IEDC also offered up to $2.8 million in conditional tax credits from the Hoosier Business Investment Tax Credit Program based on the company's planned capital investment in Indiana. This is huge. This is one of those things that we've talked about with Tesla. One of the only reasons they have any sort of green on their portfolio, tax credits. Your EV, you're green, here's free money. That's what that means. Indiana was a neutral choice for us given our product roadmap, the highly trained and motivated workforce and logistics of moving finished goods within the United States. said Jim Taylor, the co-founder and CEO of Elms, who I like. I think he's a good guy. Moving on from there, Apple targets production by 2024 and eyes next level battery technology. They finally are out. Remember that secret facility that we've all been looking at, and our Octo Nation has gone and done some due diligence, taking pictures and hooking us up. And remember that investigative thing we did with Apple with the EV cars? And the Fisker connections. Remember all those videos we did? Y'all see them? They finally came out and admitted they are still working on this Apple car. The key points, what we're going to be talking about here is Apple's moving forward with the self-driving car technology, the LiDAR stuff, we talked about that, and is targeting 2024 to produce a passenger vehicle that could include its own breakthrough battery technology. People familiar with the matter told Roosters, the iPhone maker's automotive efforts, known as Project Titan, have proceeded unveiling since 2014 when it was first started to design its own vehicle from scratch. At one point, Apple drew back the effort to focus on software and reassigning its goals to other people. Can't wait to figure out exactly, and we kind of have in those videos, once we get an admission of guilt from Apple of who they're officially working for the LiDAR, the batteries, stuff like that, even the tires. Do you think that those stocks might go up because Apple touches them? I do. We've already revealed some of it, haven't we? Can you guys name them down in the comments? If not, go watch the videos. Since then, Apple has progressed enough that it now aims to build a vehicle for consumers to people familiar with the matter said. Apple designs mean that their more active material can be packaged inside of a battery, giving the car a potentially longer range. Apple is examining a chemistry for the battery called LFP, or lithium iron phosphate. The person said, which is inherently less likely to overheat and is thus safer than other types of lithium iron. Guess what, people? This is nothing. There's like probably 100 companies that have batteries that are lithium iron phosphate. I don't care though. All I care is which manufacturer is Apple going to stamp their Apple on. I just don't want y'all to get sold on this thing and they actually have something revolutionary. It's not. Apple has previously engaged with Magna, as we have pointed out before, and talks about manufacturing a car, but the talks petered out as Apple's plans became unclear, and people familiar with the matter, we talked about it before, they said that they couldn't turn a profit, and they said that they supposedly have $100,000 or 100,000 vehicle annual minimum. None of this is true. None of this in this article is true. It just seems scapegoated out. They could be trying to put their thumb on Apple's forehead, like, we have to do 100,000 because you're Apple. And maybe Apple's not putting their thumb on their head, like, we ain't going to use you, Megan. We want to produce as many as we want. We don't want you to tell us what to do. It could just be kind of catfighting right now about this. Maybe that's the whole reason for this article. Pre-pump for the stock, something like that. Regardless, pay attention, dude. Keep your ears straight. Be looking for a weird looking Apple car with Apple on it. You see it, take a picture, send it to me. Make it famous. Move on from here. Lithium reporting seeking public investment via SPAC in a high-stakes test for electric air taxi makers. What? German electric air taxi developer Lithium is reportedly pursuing additional funding from public markets through a reverse merger with a special purpose acquisition company SPAC. Numerous sources with the knowledge of the matter told evtol.com. If you want to come read this full reports down here. Dude, this could be cool. Electronic vehicle plane taxi things. It's a potential move the rest of the nascent industry is watching closely as numerous companies consider their future sourcing of capital and possible exits for investors. With a novel aircraft design, dubious progress towards certification is a significantly larger workforce than any of its competitors. Lithium is seen as the high-risk candidate to introduce public markets to the promise of efficient, complex eVTOL aircraft. So what do we got here? A sweet potential target for a SPAC. This one might be pretty cool. Electronic planes. It kind of looks small, which is, I guess, kind of cool. But I mean, like, how many people are you going to fit in there? One? I mean, it looks really small. This is a 3D rendering, though, so I don't know. I looked it up for a second. I saw some stuff that might have looked real, but I don't know. We need to invest more time looking this up. Do you guys want me to make a video of just diving into this air taxi thing? Any SPAC that would take this, if you want, look at my EV SPACs to buy, like 10 EV SPACs you don't know about or something like that. Any of those SPACs could grab something like this. I'm sure they've all called them at one point to come take a look. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. It definitely helps out the channel. We also got a Patreon where I slide you all deals, news before I even get it out on YouTube here. I've got more that I'm working on right now. I'm going to get to them. We'll see all that out there later. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.